A young person should find something that they're passionate about to do. If you don't love your work, you're never going to be great at it. That's not going to surprise anyone. It's a clear thing to do. No matter how good we are, we can still be better. You can always be better. Any young person, even before they start their career, is to really think about their choices. Because I find young people, and when I was young, I made this mistake too. You can get very fixed on your gifts. So everybody has gifts. You know, you have gifts and you have things that you didn't get gifted. Maybe you're extremely beautiful. Maybe you're extremely good at mathematics. There are a lot of things that you can be given. But those things can confuse you because they're not the things that construct your life. It's your choices that construct your life, not your gifts. You can celebrate your gifts. Be proud of them. Be happy of them. Actually, don't be proud of them. Be celebratory of them. But you can't be proud because they're gifts. They were given to you. You didn't earn them. You can only be proud of the things you earn. And so, as I got older, I started to realize I wasn't proud of my gifts. I was always good at school. School was always easy for me. And I was always proud that I was a great student. I got A's in all my classes. I was good at math, all of that. And I thought that's who I was. But it's not true. Those are the things that are gifts. What was hard for me is deciding to work hard, deciding to use my gifts in certain ways, to challenge myself, to do things that I didn't think I could do, to put myself in uncomfortable situations. We all I would say to a young person, you can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. Which one of those, when you're 90 years old, are you going to be more proud of? So when I was a kid, I went through so many stages of doing, I think when I was in first grade, so how old are you in first grade? You're like 6 or 7 in first grade. I wanted to be an archaeologist, and then I wanted to be many different things, but ultimately I really wanted to be a physicist. And I went to college to study physics, and I realized halfway through I was never going to be a great physicist. And so I started studying computer science, and computer science I really fell in love with, and it became a real passion of mine, and that's how I ended up doing Amazon. I'm not efficient with my time because efficiency, there's an embedded assumption when you're being efficient, and the embedded assumption is that you know where you're going. And I like to wander because it's wandering that allows you to invent and to explore and to follow your curiosity. But wandering is very time-consuming. And so if I could have one more thing, it would just be more time. So, when I started Amazon, it was 25 years ago. I started Amazon in 1994. When I went to seek investors, the first question I had to answer is, what is the internet? None of my investors had ever heard of the internet. The idea that I had in mind was to build a bookstore. I realized that we could build a store which would have every book ever printed in any language, in print or out of print, and we could do that online. It would be impossible in a physical store, and that was the founding idea of Amazon. But did I expect what would happen today? No. We started, I've been at Amazon when it was one person, me, when it was 10 people, when it was 100 people, when it was 1,000 people, and today, when it's more than 700,000 people. And so, no, I did not predict that because it's not a normal thing to have happen. My dream when I started Amazon was that one day we might be able to afford a forklift. If Amazon hadn't worked out, I would be an extremely happy software programmer.
Was that your plan B?
That was never plan B. I actually don't like plan Bs. I find plan Bs are, they defocus you from plan A. Plan B should always be make plan A work. If you can get your work life to be where you enjoy half of it, that is amazing, because very few people ever achieve that. Because the truth is, everything comes with overhead. That's reality. Everything comes with pieces that you don't like. You could be a Supreme Court justice, and there's still going to be pieces of your job you don't like. You can be a university professor and still going to be, you have to go to committee meetings and you have to do things, every job comes with pieces you don't like. And we need to say, that's part of it. And not resent those pieces, or try not to, but also try to minimize them. I tell senior executives, you should have the least stress. There's this weird, I think, false idea that CEOs, I'm a CEO, there's this false idea that CEOs are under the most stress. Well, I look at that, I'm like, why? You're in charge. Why don't you delegate the stress? It's your choice. And so you have to figure out how to set up your life in such a way that you can minimize the things.